So, let me tell you about how I knew my husband was gay. Just going to get this out the way. When we was in high school, my husband only hung around gay people. I didn't think much of it because I just thought he was accepting of gays. You know, I have gay friends, you have gay friends. I don't love them any less than I love my straight friends. But he hung around like all of his friends were gay. The men were gay or bisexual. The women were gay or bisexual. There was no one straight. One of his best friends was supposedly straight, but that's still questionable. I didn't sweat it. You know, I accepted him and all his friends. He ended up graduating from high school, and then I saw him as being more masculine. So I didn't think much of it. I just thought maybe his friends was gay. He wasn't, you know. We started dating. We ended up getting married, and the day of our wedding was the first time that he and I had sex. And when he was trying to get it, his friend, one of his best friends from the military, was in the room next door. And he was cheating on his wife at the time. And the mistress was the one that came to the wedding. This man was trying to sleep with me with these two people in the room, and we hadn't had sex ever before. So in my head, I'm like, this is gonna be loud and crazy. Like, let me not do this, you know, because I don't want everybody in our business. I don't want to be known for that. But anyway, they were there, and I'm thinking maybe he only wanted to have sex with me at that time just to prove himself or make himself seem more manly or more of a man, I guess. Like, I don't understand why, but that's what I got from that. We ended up moving to North Carolina. My ex had a laptop that he broke on a deployment, and he ended up getting a new one. So I thought when he came home. I was doing online classes. I'm looking for, you know, a laptop to do my classes because my laptop grew feet and walked out of the apartment some kind of way. He wouldn't let me use his laptop. Every time I asked, he always had an excuse or moved it so I couldn't use it. One day, I ended up getting a laptop, and I go in it, right? I'm like doing my assignment, and some just told me to go through it because he had been so secretive about the laptop. I go through the laptop, and I see that my husband had a folder full of naked pictures of his friend. We're gonna call him BR. BR had pictures in there of him with a bra on. He had pictures of him with a wig on. He had pictures of him holding a penis. I don't know, was it his penis? It wasn't my husband's penis, but he was holding a penis. Lipstick, lashes, like all type of weird, inappropriate pictures. This man, from what I thought this man was married with a child. Come to find out, he was engaged, and the child that they had was actually the woman's from a previous relationship, and he had taken in a child. Shortly after all these pictures, I found out about these pictures. They ended up splitting up. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with that, but they ain't none of my business. He ended up, I called him and I asked him what was the pictures in his phone for. He couldn't explain. He had like he didn't know what I was talking about. Ain't no pictures in there. Where you get that from? Blah, 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 blah. I deleted all the pictures in the laptop because I just didn't know what else to do. It's just like, I think in my head, I was like trying to make myself believe that this dude was straight. So it's like if I seen something that was questionable, I would delete it or get rid of it and just try to start over or forget that it ever happened. So I deleted the pictures. About a month later, I found an invitation in my sofa of a wedding that my husband thought he was going to by himself. I called my job, told him I wasn't coming in. I went and got a dress, got some shoes, baby. I got dressed to go to this wedding because I'm pretty sure if you going by yourself, in my head, I thought he was going to be there with another dude. He was going to take one of his boyfriends. So I got dressed, baby. I was cute with some high heels on. We the day of the wedding come, my husband, he had stopped taking baths. Like, he would take a bath maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. And then other than that, so I took a wash up, but he wouldn't like submerge himself in water, whether that be a bath or a shower, at least not with me. Maybe he took it at work, but he showed and taking it home with me. So, I made a tub of water one day, made him a bath, put some rose petals in it, put some bubbles in it, lit some candles, you know, made it real cute and romantic. And he went in the bathroom and unplugged the stopper and said that he didn't want to take a bath. He would much rather take a shower, which was fine with me. But I mean, knowing that I did all this hard work, I would think that you would get in the bath and just sit and relax, even if you had to get up afterwards and wash, you know, with the shower. He didn't want to do that. He unplugged it. Okay, so the day of the wedding comes. I had my clothes laid out, everything. I don't know what he thought I was going to do, because he didn't know I was going with him. He gets in the shower, he gets out, and he forgot something in the car. He had been on his phone the whole time. Within like a month of all this stuff happening, pretty much after that deployment, he had gotten to a point where every time he would get up, if he walked to the door from the sofa, or if he got up to do something with the TV or go in the bathroom, if he moved, he had to grab his phone and take his phone with him. So I noticed it every time it happened. And then I'm like, okay, it got to be something in the computer, something in the laptop. Like, something about him just withholding me from getting access to it just sparked something in my head. So I ended up going through the laptop, found the pictures of BR with the penises and the wigs and stuff like that. Go in the phone. When the day of the wedding, he left the phone on the dresser and forgot to hit that light on the side. I go through the phone and I found messages in his phone from an unsaved number. Red flag, unsaved number. And he had been sent, well, he and the person who was on the other end of the phone were sending pictures back and forth, and both were male. They were sending pictures with their dicks, you know, my dick, your dick, my dick, your dick. They was jacking off, you know, and you could see the semen coming out of the penises and stuff. And my ex was saying to the other guy, like, oh, daddy, I can't wait to suck it. I can't wait to sit on it. I can't wait to hold it. I can't wait to taste it. I can't wait to feel it. Like, all type of stuff that even I don't say. I put the number in my phone, called it, hung up just so I could save it. I heard my husband come back in. I put the phone down, like, exit out, put the phone down. I didn't delete anything. I just put the phone down. My ex comes in the house, and I'm mad. I'm livid. I finished getting dressed. We get in the car. We don't say nothing to nobody. He was mad at me because I'm with him. I'm mad at him because of what I saw on the phone. So I asked him, we was going to South Carolina. It was like a 2-hour, 3-hour drive from where we lived in North Carolina. I asked him if there was anything he needed to tell me. He said no. I said, have you been cheating on me? He said no. But this is just me asking just generally, so you could just come out and tell me without me accusing you of something that I know you're going to deny anyway. Even though I've already seen it, but you're going to deny it. So again, in my head, I'm thinking that I can change this man, or, you know, I could just make him be straight again or something. I don't know, was a motherfucker ever straight? But anyway, that's what happened. So we ended up going to the wedding. We get to the wedding. I called one of my gay friends and I was like, look, I'm about to three-way this call. I need you to listen. I three-way the call because my husband had made me mad inside the wedding. And a dude answers the phone. I asked him if he knew my ex. He said he knew somebody named, we'll call my ex JC. We'll call him JC. He said he knew a JC, but the JC he knew lived in Atlanta. The JC I know lived in Atlanta, but now he lives in North Carolina. My ex had a very unique name, so it's not a lot. I've never met, well, actually, I met one person with my ex's name, honestly, ever. So I'm saying, you know, the same person that I'm talking about has to be the one that you're referring to. Plus, I already know you know who you're talking to because I already seen the messages back and forth in your phone. So I texted him. I was like, well, we're not texting, we're on the phone. I told him, I said, you've been messaging my husband, and I saw the messages that both of y'all sent each other, and I'm just trying to find out what's actually going on, you know. So I don't know, like, at least give me the heads up or the respect to know if my ex is straight or not, because obviously you know more about him than I do, clearly. I didn't even have that many dick pictures, penis pictures in my phone of him, okay? So he denies everything. Then about 15 minutes into the conversation, he says he was texting somebody, but he was texting a female. I said, how do you know you was texting a female? He said, because I have pictures. He said, but I was texting a girl. I said, how do you know? He said, I met this girl off a tag, and she had an album cover list. So he told me the name of the tag page. I went and found it. The picture was what he described it as. But he was like, but you can't really see the girl face on that picture. I've been texting a girl with blonde hair. I'm like, with blonde hair? At that time, I had dyed my hair, right? And it was a blonde color. I said, what does the girl look like? He started describing my tattoos, my piercings, my body, like my fingernail polish color, everything. So I'm like, you been texting that girl? And he was like, yeah. I said, send me a picture of her, because I'm just trying to figure out what she looked like. He sends me a picture of myself, and the picture that he sent me was none of the pictures that he had described. So I knew they had more pictures of me than what I knew about. So come to find out, my ex had been texting a guy and was using my nude pictures to get pictures. Now, what confused me is the point of my husband sending, like, I don't know if the guy was bi, I don't know what was happening, because the dude really did have pictures of me, but when in the text message on his phone, my ex was sending him pictures of himself. So you knew that you was texting the guy because you was responding back to his penis pictures too. So I don't know what was going on. I talked to one of my ex's friends, and he told me that he and a bunch of other people that my husband knew at the time thought that we were swingers. So they thought that I knew about what he was doing, and then they thought that I was okay with having multiple partners along with my husband, which was not the case. So that's really how I found out my ex was gay. We ended up moving to California. My husband got jumped at a club, and he had every excuse in the book for what happened and why it happened. But the guy who got arrested was a heavy-set gay guy. So I don't know what happened with that. And I think I'll end the subject there. So that's how I found out my husband was gay. I ended up leaving him, and I moved to Atlanta to finish school. And then he ended up filing for divorce because he ended up dating a female that looked like a guy. And if you want to see the pictures, you can go to my Instagram page. It's MEKIA 504, so Mika 504. And if you scroll down, you will see a picture. I made a nice little collage for them, and I will never delete it. So that's what happened. Bye, guys.